Once upon a time, there was a shepherd who lived in a village surrounded by green hills and distant mountains. He was known for his kindness and dedication to his sheep, which he cared for with love and patience. The shepherd's flock was large, with 100 sheep in total, each with its own unique traits. He could recognize every single one, from the largest and strongest to the smallest and most fragile. Every day, the shepherd led the flock to green pastures where they could feed and rest safely. He guided them carefully, ensuring none strayed from the group. While walking through the fields, he was always alert to any signs of danger, ready to protect his sheep from predators or treacherous terrain. To him, every sheep was important, and his joy was in caring for them with devotion. On a sunny day, the shepherd led the flock to a new area where the grass was greener and more abundant. The sheep were excited, frolicking and grazing joyfully. The shepherd watched them attentively as he mentally counted each one, ensuring all were present. This was something he did regularly, knowing that in the vast field, it was easy for a sheep to get lost. At the end of that day, as the sun began to hide behind the mountains, the shepherd called his sheep to gather them and lead them back to the safe shelter. He began counting them one by one, as he did every day. But when he finished, he noticed something was wrong. One sheep was missing. The shepherd felt his heart tighten. He counted again, more slowly to be sure. Still, the number was the same. 99. One had disappeared. He knew anything could have happened. Perhaps it had wandered off, following a trail, or distracted by something, unaware it was separating from the flock. While the 99 sheep were safe in the pasture, the shepherd made a bold decision. He would leave the group protected to search for the one lost sheep. To him, each sheep was valuable, and he couldn't rest knowing one was in danger. Night began to fall, and the once sunny field was now shrouded in shadows. The shepherd grabbed his staff and began his journey. He walked determinedly, searching every corner of the terrain. He crossed fields, streams, and climbed hills, always attentive to any sound or trace that could lead him to the lost sheep. The terrain was difficult, with loose rocks and thorny bushes, but the shepherd did not give up. He knew that away from the group, the sheep was vulnerable. It could be trapped somewhere, fall into a pit, or even be attacked by a wild animal. The thought of one of his sheep being alone and scared drove him to keep going, even when fatigue began to set in. As he searched, the shepherd remembered how that sheep had been part of the flock since it was young. He recalled the times it had joyfully run through the fields and how he had carried it in his arms when it was a fragile lamb. To him, the life of each sheep held value far beyond a mere number in the flock. After a long search, the shepherd finally spotted something in the distance. There, among thorny bushes, was the lost sheep. It looked frightened, its wool caught in the branches, unable to move. The shepherd approached carefully, avoiding sudden movements to not scare it further. He gently freed the sheep from the thorns, checked if it was hurt, and lifted it into his arms. The shepherd's joy was immense. He felt deep gratitude for finding the sheep in time. Though he was tired, the weight of the sheep in his arms felt light because his heart was filled with relief and happiness. With firm steps, he returned to the pasture where the other sheep awaited, bringing with him the rescued sheep. When he arrived at the shelter, the shepherd gathered all the sheep, now whole again. He felt fulfilled, knowing none had been lost forever. That day became unforgettable for him, a reminder of how effort and care are worthwhile, especially when it comes to something or someone we love. For the shepherd, the story of the lost sheep was a lesson he would carry forever. He understood that even when it seems like a small part can be sacrificed for the whole, the true value lies in each individual, in every life. He knew that true love spares no effort and never tires of searching until it finds what is precious. The sheep, now all together, grazed peacefully, as if they knew they were under the care of a shepherd who would never give up on them. And for him, the safety of each one was the greatest reward he could receive. The memory of that day would remain etched in his heart as an example that no effort is small when done with love and dedication.